Alright, so I think we're live again. And that was because I accidentally showed my password. Yeah, I think we're live now. Let me just double check. Yeah, we're live now. Because I accidentally showed my password. Alright. Alright, let me do this. So we're going to be working on a blur tool. And if we could do a blur tool, then a burn tool is possible. So what we need to do is we have to look up a definition of a blur tool. In terms of the pixel manipulation. Because the blur tool, we take the pixels and then we have to change them. So in terms of blurring a pixel, we have to take the pixel and either change the value in a certain way to where the pixel either goes up or down, but I don't know by a certain amount. Like there's got to be some math to it. So like this. Let me show it on the screen here. So this is I'm not gonna do all this, but it's image processing. We consider each pixel an image. We can do that one at a time. In this example, the pixel we are applying the filter is to be highlighted in red. Consider the blue channel color value. Okay. So there is math to it. Okay, I don't know. Blur is my favorite game. Hey, thanks for the follow. We're making a blur tool though. For my Chrome extension. And so what does it calculates each pixel value. So wait, we do not need to perform the mathematical bro, what? But what is the mathematical operation? Let me see. Because I wanted to do it so on here we select an area. So like this. When we select this area, I want it to be blurred. So we need to find out the math for it, because I believe we can select all the pixels, I think. So let me see, there's more information about it. Because I know there's math behind it, but I don't know exactly what that math is. Let me close this stuff. I can't do anything. Alright, because we can, so there is a way we can get the pixel, because we have, for the eyedropper tool, that's the eraser tools, where is it? Eyedropper. We get the pixels right here. And so, if we do this for where we hover over, we can create an array. of each pixel inside our radius. So select hovered cover and convert it to hex. So let me see if there's a way to do convert hex to blur. Oh, we can make a fade tool. So we can do a fade tool. That's interesting. But that would have to. How would a fade? I don't know how a fade tool would work. What the heck did I look at? Let me see. So let me just search up JavaScript canvas blur. We can do a blur filter, and it's obviously right there. Okay. So we can canvas style WebKit blur 3 pixels. Let me see. Oh, hold on a second. This might work. If this works the way that I think it should, RGBA, add color style. This creates a rectangle, but hold on. 150, create radial gradient. Because we need to create a radial gradient of every color around it. So this wouldn't really... Unless, what is this 150 by 150? Let's see, if I change this to 200. This the... Oh. So, how does this work then? But what's the math to this? Like, I'm looking at this page right here. It does this, but I don't know what the math is to this. Here, add color stop, because this is just for a circle though. Does this? Blur. Get context canvas. But that's for the whole thing though. I want like just a pixel. So there's gotta be some math to it. Let's see what this is. Oh, it's not there. Yeah, this is it. This is the math. So I know I've seen this page before. Alright, hold on. What am I looking for? This is just for a blur. But is that... So this is blurring the pixels. Because what we need to do is get the... matrix of 9 floats. We get the pixels, width times height. We get the RGB in pixels, in which we know we can get the RGB here through this. The way we can do this, I believe, for... So let me get the pixel area of what we're at now. So let me see, we're gonna need to do something like this, but we're also gonna need to know our tool size. So let me look for blur tool icon. And let's add this in. And then we need to do a global variable for blur tool. So let blur size equal 20. And then we're gonna need the icon for it. Let me get the icon. Is this the... Alright. So blur tool. So then we go to here. We're gonna add, I'm gonna do a like a BR. I think that would work. Let's do yeah, BR. And then I'll do blur tool. So it's gonna be blur and then blur tool, blur tool. And then we're gonna do here, we're gonna say basically this same thing here. But we're gonna say tool settings, we're gonna say blur tools. Blur outline. This has to have blur outline in it. Blur outline. Then this has to have blur size. Driving down my old street. And then this has to be here. Our mode for this, because this is our blur tool. So we did that, yeah, this stays that. Blur. I have enough jerseys. Alright, I think everything else is good here. So we gotta create a file called blur tools. Oh no. Alright, and then this we just put pretty much here. blur size, blur size input, yeah, blur size dot, and then in here we gotta put a tool. Blur tool, input, blur size input, and then we gotta do the dot, blur size dot, like that, and then we gotta create a JavaScript file for all this. So blur.js, and then we gotta add that in here. Blur.js, and then we basically gotta do this, but this can be for blur, blur size dot, blur size, new blur size, I got an email. Oh no, it's not from my profile. Okay, so we're good still. So blur size input, blur outline. Everything here looks good, and then here blur size dot, listeners. I don't think we have to do listeners. So blur focus, and then this would be blur size. Blur size input. Blur size dot. Blur outline. Wait, yeah, blur size input. Let me new blur size. So everything here looks good now, I think. And then what we gotta do here now is on script, we gotta, yeah, we run blur. Okay, good. But I also need to do this. Where, because we're doing on hover, so it's because we're doing on hover, when we click, it's gotta be down here. So I want to say if mode equals blur, and we need to get an array of what we have. So we know what our blur size is to begin with. So the way this works is it creates an array of everything around us. So let me see. I'll just get array of pixels around mouse. Oh wait, we already have it though. But let me just double check. So the way we need to do this is, how are we gonna do this? Our we have. How do we do this? We need to know our. We know our radius. This might be it. And hold on a second. Let me just. Let's see, so let me double check that this works here. So let me make sure this has everything. Yeah, right here. It doesn't do the hover over. Oh, it's because of this. So, instead of new pen size, it'd be new blur size. Blur size. Blur size. And then blur outline. So like that. What? Still doesn't do it? Believe. Blur. Oh, it's this. So everything there is working. Why is this? Blur outline. Oh. Yeah, there. So we don't do anything for it yet because we don't have anything for it yet. How do I want to grab the pixels though? We need to. Our X and Y would be like this when we get our radius. But there's gotta be some math to doing that. Let me see something. There's none of these work. Hmm. If we can, hold on. What does? Let's close this. Close this. This we can close. Keep that open because we need this for the bottom. Right here, we need this for. This we could close. Close that. That could be closed. Yeah, what does this do? Find color, current X, current Y. What is this? What is this? And the image data. Is it this is getting let me open up Paint. There's something that I think I need to do. Because we need to grid this in a way that is understandable. So let me turn the grid lines on. So we have our circle. Our radius is in half right here. So that's our radius. Oh, this looks strange on stream. Oh my goodness. But let me turn that up. So our center point is right here. But if our X and Y, we can say if it's 25. Let me just do this. If it's 25 by 25, then we know our X and Y, if it's 0, 0, we just need to go plus minus 25. But that would put us here in these corners rather than here where we want it. So this is a form of doing like a cosine or arctangent type like trigonometry type shit here. Let me see how my videos are doing. My videos on YouTube are doing good. 30, almost 30 views on 2, and one of them has 20. That's cool. So our X, so this 1 and 1 is our width and height, and this is our X and Y. So we get our current X and Y right here. But if we want to go outwards, say we go outwards 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go outwards again. It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But then we're forgetting these pixels right here. We're forgetting these. So we can't exactly do like a pyramid type thing like this, because then we're forgetting these pixels. Like that, we're forgetting that, so we can't exactly do it that way. So how are we gonna do this? Let me continue to look and see if there's a way to doing this. There's code 10 of it. Hold on. There's a canvas blur, but there's not a... Let me look in some of these things here that I have open. Sheesh. 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 Just do it. So we just need to get the pixels around everything. The math seems to all be here. Here's the math for the blur. So we just need to get the pixels around our mouth, and which I think is the hardest thing to do. It shouldn't be that hard because we have the... Hold on a second. How did we do the eyedropper tool? Okay, so this only showed... Alright, hold on a second. Let me check something. If our blur tool's like this... Let me think about something. Yeah, but we don't know the X and Y position of each one. I was thinking, if the way this is set up here, this is our radius here. Or where our circle thing is. So if we were able to just turn this into like a little thing, but we don't know the X and Y position of each coordinate, technically. Unless we do. Let me think. Let me think of some trigonometry things on how... Let's see, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, calculating the position points of points in a circle. Circle, you can calculate the coordinates on a point of the circumference. So draw circle points. Hold on. But how do we know what points is? Draw circle points 8. So let me show what this one is saying. It says draw circle points 8. And it shows our X and Y. New point 0, 0. Point center. Okay. Double radius. Radius is gonna be okay. But this is how many points we want. So this is pretty much to... Okay, hold on. Let me put this in, let me try this out. This might work. So, yeah, but how are we gonna do it on a move? Okay, hold on. We're gonna say var pixels equals new array. And then on move, we're gonna set it to empty. And then we're gonna say we don't really need to do the function, because we could do a function actually, because I think we might reuse this. So let me say get pixel positions. Let's just get our positions, so we get each one around us. So this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna say point radius and then center, and our center is gonna be our current x and y. So at that point we don't need that, so we just do wait. There was a there's a math pi thing here, right? Wasn't there a math pi drawing? Is it up here? Yeah, here, math times 2. And then we're gonna do 4, and then instead of this, we're gonna make this a global variable. So I'm gonna put that here. I move this over here. And then I put this here, because I want to do our global arrays. So our global controllers are our global arrays, and then the rest is our default settings. Yeah. So then we go back down here. I'm gonna say for x equals 0, x less than points, x plus plus, we do equals slice times I. I'm gonna say int new x, not int, var new x equals parse int center. Where does center x come from? Oh, it's alright, so it's gonna be current x plus radius times math.cosine of the angle. I'm going to var new y equals parse and current y plus radius times math.sine of the angle. And then let's say so let's say var new positions equals new x plus new y, and then we're gonna push it. So we're gonna say dot push new positions, and then this we should console.log this, but I also want to do something here. Get pixel points. I'm just gonna say 100. So we could just do radius, because 100, I want to do... I feel like if we could do more, then it'll be more accurate. You know what I mean? Radius is literally just going to be pen size. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to do a blur size, like that. So on mouse move, we're going to console log this. And it's going to reset each time. Because this is global, so it pushes new positions there. So I'm going to try that. Does that just get the circle though? That just draws the circle. There can be a way that we can do this. Because if we draw a circle, that means... We might need to cut this in half. Because the way we draw a circle, let me show you in the paint. So, the way we draw our circle is this. We're drawing it the points around the circle. The way we're going to be doing this is that we get the points, like if we're doing 100, we're going to get 100 points around this. But that means the way that it's set though, at some point we're going to have a point here that's also a point here at the same exact position. So that means, oh, I meant to hit this. That means we're going to have the whole X and Y position of those two coordinates. So that means we could take each pixel that we're at. So we could either do it through the X or we could do it through the Y, since it's basically going to be the same thing since it's a circle. But that all depends on how accurate we want to do it. So I'm thinking that we could just do the X since it'll be easier. So let me see what this looks like to begin with, and then let me see how well it translates to what I'm saying. Because with the array, then we could just literally... Yeah, we're gonna have to split each one. Yeah. Alright. What happened? I is not defined. When you get better, didn't do wrong, you only live together. Look at this Eevee, he's riding a Mantine. So cute. Alright, so let's see. The math behind this is probably going to be very simple then. So if we do that... Alright, yeah, look at this. So look, we get an array of 100 values. Now obviously console logging it is making it take a long time, which is why this takes a long time. But depending on how we want to do our circle, we could do it based on I would say, like if I took the console log out, how long does it take to, because the console log does make it run slow. Yeah, look, see how easy it is? And then if I do inspect, if I echo this, or look at that, then I have all the pixels. So literally 20 0. That means I should have 0 20 in here. Right? No, not 20 0. So let me look at all this. And new file here. So let me look at a pattern here. 20, 0. And then our next point Yeah, this is our, so let's divide this through axes. So look at this. We could divide this up through axes and draw it out. So, not that. Quadrant, we're gonna do, this is plus, this is plus plus, this is minus plus, minus minus, plus minus, in terms of x and y. So, that means in terms of this, we have our Q1, Q2, Q3, and then at 75 should be Q4. Yeah, right here. Q4. So, and so that means our first pixel at Q4 is let me see. Are these just inversed? Yeah, these are inverse. So this is split in this way. One, two, like this. These are inversed. Let me. Is it like that for all of them? 320. Is it? 1, 2. It's not exactly like that for that one. This one, it's nothing like that. First one, it's nothing like that. So that doesn't really mean much here then. Maybe, let me see. It starts at 0, yeah. Maybe, what if our thing is 20? Maybe if we do 80 points instead of, let me try this. Instead of, because we want a clear, divisible, because it's 4 quadrants, our size should be divisible by 4 or something. So instead of this, let's do 80. And then let's see what we get. Because I feel like with 80, we're gonna get more of a divisible, or a more clear look of our pixels. And then that way we can start manipulating them. Oh yeah, we gotta do. Alright, hold on. Alright, so we do this. Sort of lagging. I think it's because of this. $80. Why is this? Alright, hold on. It's always the same? That doesn't seem right. Current X, current Y. That doesn't seem right. So let me do this. Oh nice, did I do that? Let me pass this on through. I have a feeling that this is wrong here. So let me do this. Let me do this. So let me do that, because I have a feeling that there's something wrong here with this, the current X and current Y. So let me try. I have a feeling that it's not correct. It just doesn't make sense. Because our X and Y positions are. I guess it's based on the premise that it's 0, 0. but did I spell something wrong here? Current. Oh yeah, there's an extra R. Uber to my place. 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 Alright, so alright, let me see now. So I go to here. Hopefully it starts running more smooth. It's sort of more smooth, but let me just... Oop, that's the wrong thing. We want to get... Where the hell is it? Of this. This looks a lot better. This looks a lot better. So let me go back to this. Do this. And then our... yeah, this looks a lot better. So 733, 1566. Let me see if there's a... But is there another 733 though? No. Is there another, Alright, so, hold on. 57, it's right here. 59, 60. So let me, hold on, let me split it up. So at this, no, where is it, does it change? To 68. So this is what we're looking for, is these common numbers here. 1568 to 697. What we can basically do is the math between those two. Alright, hold on. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hi, good afternoon. My name's Miranda. I'm calling with Energy Solutions. How are you doing today?
Good. Who are you calling for?
I just wanted to give you a call and let you know we're giving away free energy.
Can't stand these people. They're like, free energy? I'm like, no. I'm not interested. Alright. So, 567, 566. So 556 is what we're looking for. Because 554 would be the other half. So I think at the... Yeah, it would be. Because at 40, it would be different. So yeah, look at this. So this is split in this way. Where's my paint? This can be like that. So because like the way we split it here, we did X and Y. Because our Y values are the same, that means it's going like this throughout each one. It's doing this for each line. Because that, no, not that. It's doing this because our Y values stay the same. So we're able to pinpoint each X. So what we can do is take this array. Let me think about it. That's a nice song. Alright, so the way that we're going to do this is we still need to get our whole X and Y positions here. So I'm going to just make a function called math, or do math, and we're going to do this. So we're going to take pixels, and here, we're going to do this. So we split it in half. So we take pixels, we're gonna cut it in half. That means we're gonna do far, first half, and then, so let me see, JavaScript cut half of array. And because it's 80, it's gonna be an equal half. So let me see, a JavaScript take I don't want to splice it. I just want to take it in half. Because splicing it ruined deletes it. Unless we can do second half first. So that way it does it in half. So how did they do it again? Oh, it's just like this. Okay, hold on. So we do first half equals the map, and then we're gonna do of what is it? Pixels dot length divided by 2. Or yeah, this is gonna be half, and then first half equals gonna be pixels dot splice 0 and then half, and then far second half equals pixels dot splice and then negative half, like that. So now that we cut it in half, we need to loop through them. So we need to say for far x equals 0, x less than first half dot length, and then x plus plus. So what we need to do is find where they're the same, and the way we know that they're the same is through this. So this 1556 is the same as this 1556. So we need to explode it? So how do we JavaScript Java? I forget the simplest JavaScript function. Explode. Oh, it's split. Alright. So we're gonna split this because we know the way we know it is like this. So we're basically gonna do a double loop here. We're gonna say, and then for far y equals first half dot length y less than or greater than 0 y minus minus, because then we know that's 40, because at a center point in here, where is it? It's gonna be here. These two are gonna be the same, but at this we know it's different. Like it's the actual center line of everything. So we're gonna have to probably do that exclusively, because this is gonna be X and Y, our Y position stays the same. So that means it goes this way. So let me think about this for a second. Because we're going to need an array of every single position here. So that means we're going to try to create an array. So let's do var all blur positions equals new array. And then we're going to do, so this should be 40. This should be 0. Right? 40 and then 0. Is that how I cut this in half? 40, 0. 41, 79. So that one's gonna be a bit different, I believe. Because that's for this is for the first half. So for the second half, we're just gonna do we're gonna do first half length plus 1, and then second half, yeah. So what we're gonna do is we need to split it. So we need to do var first x equals first half x dot split by comma, and then I think I need to do first half. How does this work? First half split. Hold on. Yeah. This would be that, and then split it by that, and then we want to get the x value of that. So let me do console.log math. Not math, first x. So like this. That should work. So we should get, and then we should get the first x based on that. Because what we're trying to do is get all the pixels. Once we get all the pixels, we just need to add the blur effect and we're done. Because our each pixels is, so let's check this out. So we go here, do we? Wait a second. Let me not do math here. So I'm gonna do math afterwards, but what's the issue? Now recopy a value 954. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Oh my god, it won't close. Why won't it close? There. We're not gonna do the math based on when you move. We're gonna do the math when you click. That way there's not so much to it. Because if I do, like, it sort of lags now. But let me do, this is pixels. So if I say do math, we get undefined. Why? First x half, pixel, let me do console.log. Then let me do this. Alright, let's test this again.
Let's make a song that starts like that.
Out of my stomach?
Yeah, let's do it. Come on, get in the booth. Let's go. I'm telling you, this might be it, bro.
Do, do, do. Is this, wait, is this Andy Mineo? Yes, sir. Andy Mineo the GOAT. Let's try it. There might be a better way to... That's our pixels. Alright. Oh wait, this 10 10 10. What is 10 10? 10 10 is right here. We split it by X. So we split it by that. How does... Wait, 778. 777. But this doesn't change here. 750, so this should be... Maybe we gotta do this separately. Because we're looking just for the X values, I believe. So we don't need to do that. And then I think if I do it like this, like that, we got our X values. And then we would get our second X values. Well, first half length. First half length would be 40. Divided by 2 is 20. So if we divide this by 2, and then we would push that to far first half array. First half array. And then we do the same thing for the second half array. First half, second half array. So we're literally going to be pushing and then this I could just literally this is going to be here actually. And then this we do 20, and at 20 wait, this is divided by, hold on, not, this isn't divided by 20. This is divided by 2. So that means for this one we don't have to do divide by 2. So because we're getting the second half now here. So now I think we could console log both of these. Oop. Why did the music stop? And then we could console log this one. And then with that, we can do the math comparison and literally get all the values. Because, let me think about this. We need to get the Y values also, right? So we get our X values, but our Y values also. Let me just... How are we gonna do this? Let me do this, and then let me try and think of a way for the Y values. Because the way we're gonna do it, if it's 80, we're probably gonna have maybe 800 pixel values with the way that it's set up. Maybe less. It might be around 500 because of the 800. It wouldn't be 800. So if I do this, and then we do, these are our pixels. If we do math, new array is not defined. What? Where does it say new array is not defined? 108? Alright, so we hover over it, we get our pixels, and then we do math. I don't know what this undefined is, but yeah, look, so this is our difference. So at 708, let me just double check this here. These are our values at these are all our values, allegedly. Oh wait, no, it got cut in half. So 708, 6. So at 20, we have 688, 1473. So at 708, we have let me hold on. How's this? Hold on. Pixels. So 254. Let me do this. And then if I do math, we get this. Let me just cross-check this real quick. So we split it in half here. Our first half is, because 245, or no, 864 is, oh, hold on. 863 is here. So that means we split this in half at 20. Like this. Because this is the same here. So our first half should be 245 to 226, which looks correct. And then 225 to 205, which looks correct. So in terms of this value, let me see. They're both 20 in length. But in terms of this though, this is gonna be the outlier. Because 228, 226, 223 is right here. So the second half is going to be the outlier, where the first one is not going to really count. So we're going to need to account for that. So now we need to do the math, where we still need to push the x and y value, or the y value. Oh no. So the way we do this for the y value, I'm thinking, oh, I moved up here, but it doesn't matter. So that now we know this is correct now. For the y value, we could actually do this. We could do 21, and then we're gonna leave 20 as its own. So we're gonna say far number 20 will be first half of the 20th value dot split. So number 20 will be that. So that way we keep everything here. We need to do the math though to iterate through each one. So we need to do is for x equals 0. X less than. Well, how does that work? If they're both, we can't do that then, because we can't do it like this. It's like dot length x plus plus, because it's gonna be first half is gonna be 20. So that means we're gonna need to do for first var y equals first half of x is less y is less than first not x, while x is less than, wait, how are we gonna do this? I feel like we don't need this for loop here, because we do this, and then we're gonna do some sort of math here. Because we need to do, how are we gonna do this? The x would be 0, so at 0 it would be the first value. So in, oh, we already have it open. We would have this value literally, but we need to subtract it with the same value that is of this value. So we need to do for var y equals first half dot length this will be while and then y is less than x y plus plus, but that I don't think that's while y or not. While y is greater than xx, we do minus minus. And then we do this. We get our first half and our second half. Subtract that. Var new x equals this. But we're going to push that into all things here. But we need to get our y value still, because we don't have our y value. So we need to push that into all blur positions. So we're gonna have to push that for our y value. How are we gonna, our y value we push here and then we push here. Or no, we push this and then we want to push this, but we don't know how many we're going to need. That's the issue. So I think what we can do is, because we split it, first half array, because we split it, I think we could do this. For first y equals first half x dot split, and then we do this. So then we want to do for first half x array. We want to do, I think, x here, And then we want to create a Y array. Because I want to do this here into the Y array. And then for first Y, we push into that. So that means we're going to need to do a second one of these. X, Y. This will be for X. Yeah, we'll do that. This has to be changed to 1, this has to be changed to Y. So the way that we do this is gonna be, we're gonna push to all blur positions. We're going to push a new X plus this plus, so this is for the first half, I believe, right? So first half, second half, first half, second. So this is all for the first half. We still have the second half, which is just gonna be copy and paste. But for far, we're gonna do of X, I believe. So, new X plus first half, second Y. But this is for everything. So let me think about this. First half, half array. So I really think we need to cut this in two. Because, and then at the end of this, let me do console.log this. So in terms of, I feel like this is right, but at the same time, I'm not exactly sure. Cause 0, is it 0 minus? How are we doing this? No, it's, wait, hold on. I think, wait, hold on. Let me redo this for loop. Something's wrong here. We gotta do this for var y equals first half array x of x. And then while y is greater than first half second half array x of we gotta do like this of z y minus minus, and then we gotta do z minus minus here, because z is gonna be the last value here because it'll be 20, so this will be 0. So while the first half, let's move this in here, take this out. So it's gonna be like, while the first half array x minus minus, no, we could just say y. So new x will just be y. Literally, we just put y in here, and then we do that. I think this will work. While y is greater than, and then I believe if it's equal, if it's greater than or equal to, Because we also want it to be the equal part. And then z minus minus, because we want this to be here too. So I think that will work. That means, I don't know how many positions we will get. But if we get a lot, then that's good. And then if that's everything, then we're pretty much done with that aspect. We just have to copy everything else for all the other pieces. Do, 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 do. So I'm hovering over. Let's get the pixels. Let's do the math. What? For x is less than blur push y graded first half array x, first half array y. What is greater than? Because z would be first half. Yeah, first half would be 20 though, or not 20, 40. So with 40, we're doing first half, right? Do we want to do that? If we do this, 863, we don't want to do that. Alright. Because 863, we want to do this here. So we don't want to do divide by 2. So while z is that, z minus minus. Because first half, second half is gonna be different. Because first half, second half, z. If we do 245, that means our first half, second half should be 205. So it's gonna have 245, 244, 243, and so on. So 240 of 0, while y is greater than or equal to number 40, we do y minus minus, in which it does this. But then we do z minus minus, because we want to do of the next value, right? Oh wait, no we don't. This needs, okay, this is messed up then. Of z. We want z then to be when this is done. So we want z to be out here, I believe. So let me try that. This might be so, like, there must be a better way to do this, but this is the only way that I think from what I can do, at least. I don't know any other way. But there's gotta be a better way, I know. Eevee. Alright. So we got pixels, we can do math. We don't have anything here. And that's for 1034. Why is that? Is it cause it's... What? What? First half is this. So let me do console.log x. Let me do console log this. And then let's see. We could probably we could probably do it when we click down. We could get all of our values, so we don't make it lag. So like you see how it sort of lags like that. I could probably do it differently. I'm pretty sure. So 29 is this. 1037 is undefined. Do we get 1031? No, we didn't even get there. For y equals first half of x, right, x, and then of x, which we did console x, so we did know it's 0. So let me do this, console.log of this, and then console log of this. And then let me do also, let's do this. So that way I can see what values. There's something wrong with the values not being recorded. Who went streaming? Alright, so let's try this. So, and then we go to here. These are our pixels. We want to do the math. So it gets 784 and then 764. 774, 775, 776, 781, which was right here. Yeah, 781, 780, 779. And then of undefined, 1033. 1033 of z. First half dot length. Oh wait, first half dot length would have to be divided in 2. Because we're doing everything in the first half. Let's try this again. It's gonna probably take longer processing if it's a bigger radius. So I'm not sure how big I'm gonna make it so you can change the radius on this. Because if you can set it to 100, that might be a bit much for it to process. Yeah. Yeah, look, 510. This is all the pixels. And that's only the first half. But we did it, pretty much, because... Yeah, we did it. Oh no, I like that song. Give me the crown, somebody give me the crown. Ooh. Give me the crown. Yeah. Burst away from me, you find out. Alright, so we're gonna do this. This is gonna be for the second half. So this is gonna be just for the second half here. And then let me do this up. Oh, let me keep that there. But we want to put this also here. And we don't want to console log it. We just want to console log the end. So we're gonna say second half, half, half. Second half, half, half. Second half, half, half. Back in the know that it won't change. No name. No, might work. Second. Wait. Second. And then this gotta be second half. That, and then all this should be good here. So all blur positions will have 1,000 pixels or pinpoints here. So then let me do a function here called function do blur, and let me get the blur, what the math is for it. Where's the hell is the math for this? Everything getting bodied. What is the math for this? You call. That's for G blur, which I guess G blur is what we want. Yeah, G blur is what we want. The G blur is like this. This is the math for G blur. So this is the math for G blur, but what I don't know what Y is. Oh, it's this, but G stop for the money. Our X and Y is gonna be. How do we do? It's for the whole canvas though, not a pixel. So let me. We have each pixel though. So let me see. This is for the whole canvas. So let me see the JavaScript blur a pixel. Because if we could blur one pixel, then we can do everything. The math for blurring a pixel. So let me do this. So the way we do this is like this. So we have our hex color here of RGB fine color right here. From RGB it says you need to offset the coordinates that you're reading from inside your filter loop. So our filter loop is that, which x times 4. So RGB. So then RGB to hex, we do this, because this gets our RGB color here. So we're gonna do this, but we're gonna do it in a loop function here, because we need to do for var x equals 0, x less than all blur position file length, x plus plus, and then we need to do this, but for this, we need to do this right here pretty much to get our var x x position x and then position y. Go best friend, go best friend, go. Go best friend, go best friend, go. Go best friend, go. Go. Oh no. Go best friend, go best friend, go. Go best friend, go best. Alright, and then we want to do this, but our RGB values can be different. But that's for, is this for blur or the filter? This is the blur filter. As I'm returning to so this is RGB here, RGB to hex. You need to offset the coordinates that you're reading inside your let me see if there's something else. That doesn't exactly make sense. What is the map to blur color? To blur a pixel. So crazy. It's a matrix pretty much, where you each pixel x and y set the new image x y sum of none. What is image though? The little box image. Is image the... Oh, but that's for the whole image though. So x and y would be... Oh, is this the math for it? But is this for RGB? I don't think that's for RGB. Let me see. But we want this. This is gonna be for the actual image though. So when we apply it, we're going to apply it to the first canvas. There's a video on it. Let me mute this tab and play it. crazy, so crazy, I'm so crazy, so crazy, I'm so crazy, so crazy. Alright, let me see, what is the math here? So I'm not looking for... Well, a pixel, what is... I know, so it has to do with the matrix and 1/9, but let me see, RGB to blur effect, there is a filter, so if I can find out what the math is, that's the thing. I just need to know what the math is, and then it'll be fine, because I think we could apply it here. This is RGB to hex. Oh no. This doesn't show the math. What is the math for a blur? This says a gradient for it, but it's not a math, is it? Let me reset this. This sets but I don't want to do it like that though, because then it'd be... I don't know how it's gonna be. What's the there's math to it. There's a math to it. But it's for a pixel though. I want just for a pixel. Blur 1/9, but that's for... Geek blur, what? Wait, blur with 7 by 7 filter. Oh, that's with Python though. Oh, but this is with their own application. I can't use this. You can blur like the weight of a blur, but how do you... There's blur, get position. What is position? 8? Is that X and Y? I don't want to use plugins though. What is what is the math to blur a pixel? A box blur and where each pixel is resulting in a value equal. So okay, so if we did it with each pixel then, this is a matrix, whereas the midpoints, then normalizing the center point at 4x4 has the largest value, decreasing symmetrically as distance from the center increases. So if we have an array, how does this work? That I could close. This I can close. Yeah, I can close this. That I can close. This I might leave open because I don't know. Wait, what is this? Oh, that's the CSS blur. Well, I'm not trying to do that. Because a blur with, if we did blur with it, wait a second. Well, that's for 4 pixels. How do we know how to do this then? I don't want to append Okay, hold on. I might be able to do something here. If we're getting the pixels and then we're getting the color, it would be literally be 1 by 1, and then we could do something where we append it. So I am thinking that maybe we could do something like this, where we say we up let me see. JavaScript append to oh wait, no, we don't need to do that because we already know. So we know if we do this. Got an email. Hold on, let me read this email. I'm gonna have to stop streaming right now, but I will be streaming back in a second. I just gotta meet with my teacher real quick. So, but I'll be streaming back in a minute, like a few minutes. So, be right back. Peace.